everyone. I'm just going to drag my screen over here so I can see. How are you? Welcome to another coffee talk. There I am. Welcome to another coffee talk. Today, good afternoon. I said good evening. I apologize. Good afternoon. I am still drinking coffee. It's probably because I haven't finished my coffee, and that's why I'm a little confused. Anyway, today I was thinking about rhythms. Recently, I've been watching some documentaries and some scientific programs on rhythms, sound, biorhythms, harmony, um, uh, uh, the wavelengths, and my mind is really going a little goofy. I apologize for that. But I was intrigued. I'm always intrigued by when science backs up some kind of philosophical, or even theological um, idea. Now, here's what I'm thinking of. When it comes to rhythms, every single person has a rhythm that brings us calmness. They actually say that in a baby, as a embryo in the womb, the sound, our hearing, is the first of our five senses that is fully developed. And therefore, the baby, as it grows inside the mom's tummy, is connected to the heartbeat. That's why once a child is born, the first thing they do is take that baby out and lay it on the mom's chest so they could hear that heartbeat, because that heartbeat is very soothing and calming and relaxing. As a matter of fact, in some of the meditations that we've done throughout the years, I've used a heartbeat to help calm or introduce a different type of calming sensation. I have a sound machine, and there are times when I've brought it to some clients back when I had my own business. I would bring it to their offices and we'd create a Zen den. And then you could just go in there and listen to any kind of music to help calm down, or any kind of sound. I love the wind. Growing up on Long Island, it's an island, so there's always some kind of breeze going on, and I love to climb trees. And so I often would climb as high as I can go. I was fairly amble, and would go higher than the two-story house. And I'd hang on. And because there was a breeze, it was a nice rocking sensation. So I always equated the wind with some kind of rocking, which many people know rocking is very calming as well. We rock our children to sleep, etc. And so I have my sound machine, which I love. And sometimes if I'm starting to feel anxious, or sometimes when I can't sleep, I'll turn on the sound of the wind. And everyone has their own different sound. As a matter of fact, I had one of my clients loved the foghorn. It would just go, and I'm like, how? That would be so annoying. But she grew up on the Northwestern coast by a foghorn, by the lighthouse. So that was very familiar for her. There are some people in the city, they love the city sounds because it's very relaxing. I remember the first time I was really in the country and I heard a cow moo. Now, growing up in New York, we have much cows around there. The only sound of a cow I had was that little dial thing that you pulled the string and it go, a cow says moo, right? So that's what I thought cows did. Well, the first time I heard a cow, it was this long moo. I'm like, what the heck is? I really thought, there's Bigfoot's coming for us. Anyway, there are people who love the sound of cows because they grew up on a farm and whatnot. So it's important that we find the sound that we resonate to. Now, recently, scientists have been studying the idea of sound and how it calms us down. And apparently, 5 hertz, a 5 hertz is something like our brain biometrics, and um, biosound, biometrics talks about the idea that it calms our brain. When we're at a 5 hertz, we can enter into a trance-like state, a meditative or trance-like state. The idea that a lot of shamans, Native Americans hit their drums to a calming beat of like 5 hertz, that gets us into a calming. So when we're listening to bio sound, oh, my mind is not working. I apologize, but they say that our mind, science proves this, that our mind will settle to the calming rhythm. and it brings us calm down. And that's why I love this idea. I love the idea that sound can make such an impact and can be very beneficial for us while we're in a stressful state. And that's what I think is important. That if we become aware enough and recognize tension is building, go. And this is what I used to tell my clients: go close the door. Even if you have to go into the bathroom stall, turn on your phone and plug in the headsets and just listen to a sound for 5 minutes, it will bring you down and calm you and center yourself. Music is so beneficial for us, but it's not just music, not like a rhythm. I'm talking more of a sound. Apple TV has, the meditation sound, the meditation apps, or the Zen. There's like a Zen app, or biorhythms. That's the word I was looking for, biorhythms. They have them available for you. So I would suggest go look and find something that works for you. Some people love the sound of a brook trickling water, or the waves of the ocean. I mean, there really isn't just one. You might have a couple that actually you resonate with. But to me, I think it's important if it's not words, because words is going to kick in your brain and you're going to want to start singing along. And before you know it, you might feel better, which I absolutely agree. Hey, go sing a tune. I'm totally fine with that. I'm thinking more about the idea of calming yourself down and centering yourself, especially when you have to have a tense conversation, or if you just came out of a meeting and it was very tense. It's very easy to just plug in and listen to a sound that is calming. Um, and then, of course, those of you who are practicing meditation, I love the idea of bringing the sounds in. Many of you know we use the ohms, or the vowels. You can chant the vowels, A-E-I-O-U. That's something that we used to do as well. Again, this has just been in my mind the last couple of days. I've really been doing a lot more research on sounds. I might actually pick this up in May and do a workshop, an insight on a Monday night, and take it a little bit further to discuss of how sounds can affect us. I really was trying to see if I can get one of those things that you can attach to your head and then have the readout and shows how the sound does affect us. As a matter of fact, I completely forgot about this. Many years ago, I went to a company called Brain State. The idea is they do a wonderful thing where they record your brain and then send the brain waves back to your brain to calm you down. And they have the same thing with the biorhythms, and they use screen um, things that are going across the screen just to distract you and center you. And it's supposed to be very helpful, curing headaches, or it never got rid of my migraines, but it did teach me about the sounds and how relaxing sounds can be, because that's when I would listen to the wind while I was doing the sessions with them. And I found it very beneficial. Honestly, I did. I found it very beneficial. So that's all I had for today. I appreciate you hanging in there with my brain as it's kind of fogging around. I look forward to seeing you on Monday, when we're going to finish up the shifting of light, the evolution of light. I'm going to introduce other light subjects. There's about 47 different points. I'm not going to do them all, but I'll pick up a couple of them and we'll discuss them. So have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy searching for your sounds, looking for your rhythm, the one that works for you, and be mindful. I should say this too. My husband doesn't enjoy the same sounds as I do sometimes. So therefore, if I'm going to bed, I have to make sure it's not loud enough to annoy him, or not annoy, but when you're listening to a sound and it's not very comforting, so you want to be careful, have headsets, and make sure that you're in agreement. And sometimes you can find a sound that both of you like to have, especially if you're going to go to sleep as well. So play around with it. I really think it's a fascinating subject that really we haven't spent much time. George did a study group, and he really did a lot talking about the sound and the rhythms and how they affect our bodies. And I didn't want to go in too much of a detail, but I've always been fascinated by this topic. So thanks for letting me share this with you. Have a wonderful evening, wonderful afternoon, and I will talk to you on Monday. Bye now. I'm gonna try to see if I can end it. End it.